Well, welcome back to the Midwest Building Decarbonization Coalition March Madness Conversations with Marnese podcast. And so today we're going to be talking to two important team members of the Midwest BDC team. But hey, for those who don't know me, I am Marnese Jackson, the Executive Director of the Midwest Building Decarbonization Coalition. We are live now on social media. And just a little bit about Midwest BDC. Our mission is to decarbonize the Midwestern building sector by 2050. Yes, ambitious. Our focus states are Indiana, Iowa, Illinois, Missouri, Michigan, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Ohio. Yes, eight states, and I do travel to all those states. We're going to get into why Midwest BDC was founded in the first place, but then we're going to also talk about how our administrative associate and our director of operations is very important to the team. But for those who don't know, the Midwest BDC organizational structure emphasizes the HIMES principle for democratic organizing, which centers people who have been impacted by energy burden and environmental racism because they have the answers. We also embrace and honor the HIMES principles and the environmental and climate justice principles. So joining me today is Dana Gibson, our administrative associate, and Terry Kush, our director of operations. Dana and Terry, I want you both to introduce yourself really quick. Dana, let's start with you. Let's get it popping off.
All right. I'm Dana Gibson here, administrative associate. I help with paperwork, getting meetings going, getting people into the room, and engage with Midwest Decarbonization Coalition.
Thank you, Dana. And Terry, tell us about you.
Hi, everyone. So I'm the director of operations. I work behind the scenes, helping put all the pieces together, build the foundation, the infrastructure, working on policy, and working with Marnies to really just sort of get us all of the things that we know we need to make sure this nonprofit is functioning not only within the standards, but also living within our values.
Thank you. And I'm so glad you both are here to join us today. So, you both have been working with Midwest BDC while we have been creating our own nonprofit structure. And there's a lot of moving pieces for those who haven't done that before. But you definitely got to have your operations and your administrative things together, right? And so, it definitely can be an overwhelming experience coordinating meetings and schedules. So, Dana, how did you get into this type of work?
Uh, well, I've done a lot of different nonprofit work in the past. Habitat for Humanity was one of them. That was a great experience. But last year, I actually signed up to become a member of the coalition. And during that process, I got engaged and I got information. A lot of information was very helpful because there were so many things I didn't know. And so within that sector of joining as a coalition member, I transitioned into the administrative support. So within that, here I am.
Thank you, Dana. Thank you so much. And so, Terry, you have been here since we have decided to launch the nonprofit to become a 501c3 organization. First of all, take a step back. How did you get into the work of nonprofit?
That's a good question. I think I could go on and on, but I think ultimately it was about how I can use my background in business administration, understanding how organizations function, and the importance of making sure that those pieces are together and set in place so that organizations are meeting their needs, they're able to focus externally and hold the things that are internal important as well. So I started to see that, particularly with progressive organizations, that there was a need to step in and assist with those sort of practices. And that just started many, many years ago. And it happened soon after I came back from living abroad. I saw a need to work in the space of just giving back. But how I saw myself doing that was bringing my own expertise to the organizations.
Yeah, and so we're definitely glad to have you here to help us do this work as we have transitioned. So tell us what has going through these confusing processes, what compelled you to come help us as a startup
Oh,
organization?
yeah. I mean, I think, first and foremost, you, Marnese, but also because of the organization and the mission and the drive and the things that I loved about this work is I understood, and I had worked in spaces where environmental justice and racial justice was centered. But I love the way and the approach that Midwest BDC was taking, which was not only focusing on it in an equitable sense, but also making sure that we are empowering BIPOC people to lead in this space and also provide resources and access to many of the things that we're advocating for. So to me, that just spoke volumes, and I wanted to be a part of something so unique in that sense. And the Midwest, I feel, for many reasons, really needs to have that extra support to push these sort of practices across the finish line.
Right, because when you think about an administrative associate and a director of operations, you're definitely behind the scenes. You're getting the different pieces moving. And just so FYI, Terry's gonna be definitely a asset when we're start getting our empowerment grants and our participation stipends that we grant out to our members. Because we took that climate pledge where we allocate 40% of our budget to environmental and climate justice communities. So Terry's going to definitely be very important during that time when that application process comes up, because she's going to be behind the scenes making sure people get their funds, right? And Dana's definitely going to be she's going to be the first person that sends out that congratulations. Hey, thank you so much. You receive a participation stipend empowerment grant. So there's a lot of moving pieces on the back end. However, Terry, you started to talk about, the climate crisis. Dana, at what point when you decided to become a member, you say, okay, I can get behind this? Did you know a lot about building decarbonization prior to this?
Not at all. I was absolutely clueless. And I'm gonna be honest to say that I had no clue. And the further I got involved, the more I found out and the more I enjoyed it. One thing about the coalition is that it's fun and I like to have fun. So we get engaged, we talk about it. Marty's laughing.
It's fun.
It's me. I mean, I don't have your role. So my role is fun. So I get to talk to people. I get to reach out. And I'm coming out of my comfort zone. This is the most Zooms I've ever done. Okay. I'm not a Zoom girl, but now I am. So here I am. So I'm having fun with it. I'm learning. I'm coming out of my shell. So it's a process for me in the coalition and everybody involved. I'm constantly emailing people back and forth. I'm approving memberships. I'm speaking to people. They want to get engaged. So I like that. I like that a lot.
Thank you, Dana, so much. And yes, it is fun, but it's also, taxing, it's emotional, because talking about, how indoor air quality, is definitely a health impact if you do not have a energy efficient home, or if you have gas appliances, or just in general the climate crisis. People, I mean, hopefully you're seeing the connection. I'm a Michigander. 2 weeks ago it was 70 degrees and then it started snowing, then the snow went away, now it's sunny. Hey, is something going on here? So Terry, since we've been going through this transition, what has been like your favorite part of working with Midwest BDC Coalition? And
Sorry, go ahead.
we both had to laugh at that, and then you chime in here too, because I want to know, like, this coalition building, we're starting from the scratch, how what is this doing for you to take your skills to the next level?
I can start. I have to say that I would co-sign what Dana shared. I mean, I think, Marnese, you do an excellent job of making all of this hard work fun, because you're right. It is challenging to transition from a parent organization to your own 501c3. I'm pretty sure most people, can understand how it is hard to probably even start a business. So the same applies here. And I think the thing that keeps us going is just that camaraderie, But I also love that we are, when we step into the work, we take it seriously, as you shared. And there's so much more to be done. I'm looking forward to all of the things that we have been talking about. I'm looking forward to strategizing with you all. And I know that our members will be equally happy to see what we have to share with them on the other side, because we're creating so many great pieces of work that are going to start rolling out soon. So I'm excited about all of the things that we're doing and the work that we're going to push forward to the rest of our constituents.
Thank you so much, Terry. What about you, Dana? How's this doing something for you and your skills and where you want to go in life?
That's a good question. Well, for me, it's like I said before, it's just opening me up to new adventures, getting me out of my shell. So, working with my niece and everybody, it's just really helping me get more exposure and opening up. Because I think a couple weeks ago we did that training with Terry, and it was very obvious that I was an introvert. So, with that being said, um, I'm here to learn more, come out my bubble, um, and just open up and enjoy myself along the way. And whatever doors open up later for me, I'm gonna be more willing to take the opportunity and not be so hesitant.
Mhm.
So for that with me, that's a win-win.
I appreciate that, Dana, because it shows me that I'm doing something right, pushing people. Because I know Dana in a different light. Okay. I
Mhm.
don't believe Dana is a introvert, but
Sometimes,
so
sometimes,
sometimes she is because she ain't hang out with me last night, but that's okay. Like, no,
really,
Marnese, nah.
really.
I, I wanted my friend with me, but I totally get it. Sometimes I'm an ambivert, so people don't know that about me. Sometimes you just need to come in, manage your own energy. I wanted to know from both of you what motivates you in work and outside of work, because trying to save the environment, the world, a lot of stuff that's going on. How do you manage both, right? What motivates you?
I'll go ahead and go first with this one. What motivates me with life and the work? Balance. Oh my gosh, the balance. Some days it's on, some days it's off. It's just knowing where you're at. For me, knowing where I'm at, knowing where when I'm overload. When it's too much,
Hmm.
when I have to put a pause to everything and regroup. I'm constantly regrouping. And that's just what it is for me. I'm constantly going back to my schedule. I'm scheduling my life. I didn't know I would be here, but I'm here. So I have to plug in everything on the calendar of what I can do and just manage my time and try to make it work. Some days it's difficult, some days it's not. I definitely try to have a nightlife and have fun when I can.
Hmm.
Sometimes it's challenging, I can't. Sometimes I got more stuff that's more pressing. I
Hmm.
just take care of it as I can and set my goals, make my list. I'm a list girl, so that's how I handle it. Who else is a list girl? My niece.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
you
If y'all
say?
see my,
I'm
if
Yeah,
a
I
y'all,
list
have
girl.
to.
y'all
Okay.
Yeah.
see, no, Terry's gonna get us together with our list. But
Okay.
I'm old school. I'm going to
Write
definitely
that
have
list.
my list. Write that
Right.
list.
Right.
Yeah.
On paper.
No, I'm the same. I mean, even with all the tools, I use them, but I
Right.
start the list.
Right.
Actually, I write it because part
Right.
of that is the thing that we've learned. I know, and I don't know if it's psychology, whatever it is, but something that you learn that when you're actually writing it, it
Hmm.
helps with memorization, right?
Yes.
So for
Absolutely.
me, I need extra help with my memory, so I
Me
have
too.
to write it
Me
down.
too. And I
I'm at
check it
that
off when I'm
stage,
done because
but
I feel like I accomplished that goal. I check
yeah,
it
but I
off.
think I think the balance is I think for me the balance is um Marnese knows that I will pick up in a minute and get on a plane and fly somewhere. But part
Didn't
of
know
that
that,
is
Terry.
it's trying to get to water because water brings me peace. And
Hmm.
so, but even then, if I can't get to the water, it's just like I need to take that moment and just back to our conversation about shutting out social media or the world, just like centering myself and deciding like, hey, I cannot do everything and being okay with that.
Mhm.
and starting to, even for me at this point in my life, I'm just starting to learn how to say no more,
Mhm.
because we need to. I think Black women, if I can just say that I think that's a realization that we are trying to juggle many things for many people. And so, being true to yourself about that, being okay with the fact that sometimes you're going to slip up, love yourself, forgive yourself, and move on. I mean, I think that's part of that, is all of the mental health behind that too. Like, that balance is finding the mental health and the mental capacity to continue.
Wow, Terry, you should have been on the climate anxiety and mental health training that we just did. Because that's really key, balancing, taking time out for yourself, mental health, especially in the work that we do. Yeah, Terry
Mhm.
and Dana may play a back end role. However, it's a lot, as I said before, people want to come to the meetings, people want to make sure that you're feeling support, and I'm so glad that I have a team that's coming on, and I'm making sure that I put in that infrastructure so we can get down to the work. But then it can be very overwhelming if you don't have that support, especially Black women. A lot of people feel that Black women can just, we're super women, and we are, however, I mean, I'm be clear, we are. However, we also are human. Like, we're tired. Okay.
Mhm. We're
Um,
allowed.
we're allowed to be tired. We're allowed to take a vacation, and not feel guilty about it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like I said, that's what they like to do to us, especially us mothers, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, how you doing that? Why are you doing that? What about them kids? Well, what about me? Don't I need to come back
Right.
and be a great
Be
mom
whole for some kids.
Right.
for the kids?
Right.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's a whole other podcast. But um, that's not like a Mother Day podcast. I might just go live for that one. So with you all coming on during this startup focus, what do you see that's different from Midwest BDC than other organizations? Terry, I know you have been a part of nonprofits, and so have you, Dana. How are we different? And shout out to Ashley Jackson, laughing. We appreciate the humor, Ashley. We want to have fun in here.
Yes,
Um,
yes, yes.
how are we different?
Do you want to go first, or I can go, or?
Go ahead, Terry. You can take the floor.
Um, it's interesting. One of the things that, and Marnese is right, that I've worked in several different spaces around how do we tackle the environmental issues, environmental justice, racial justice. I've worked with many organizations. What I like about Midwest BDC, and I know I mentioned it earlier, is the equitable approach. Not only how we are taking the resources to the community, but also how this organization has been allowed to lead with an African American woman who is very much a part of the community. To me, that's important. And we need more of that, because we know that we are not new to this environmental justice space, right? So there's that, and then there's just the fact that I appreciate, as Marnie's named, is that we are not only saying the things, we're like putting our money where our mouth is by deciding to contribute 40% of our money to this cause. Like, we're not just talking it, we're walking it, and to me that says a lot. But then the final piece I want to say is that the difference is, too, I've been a part of an organization that did, electrify school buses, to other sort of campaigns. But this one, for me, it feels important to take it to more of the residential perspective and to deal with building. I don't think many folks have done that. Like, this is, to me, one of the first, and I know it's been happening, definitely, right? But like Dana said, being in a space where you're learning more about it and recognizing that there actually are organizations doing it more so than we thought. To me, that's really important, and I think it's just a win-win for this organization to exist in this space at this time.
Thank you, Dana. You have any thoughts about that, Dana?
Yeah, I wanted to add to that. One thing that I noticed about this organization is different from others, and I know there's many out there, and we're active. We are really active. We meet, we talk, we discuss, we provide new updates, information. We are really engaged. I don't see too many other organizations that are engaged with the community as much as we are. I'm a part of a lot of meetings that take place. I'm recording them. I'm taking the minutes, so I'm there. I'm seeing exactly what's going on. I'm seeing how the people want to be a part of it. I'm getting emails daily about more and more people wanting to join our coalition. So with that being said, we're doing something right. And I'm here. I'm here for it. I'm here
And
for it.
thank you, Dana. And just FYI, for people who don't know about coalition building, we're here to come together to solve an issue, which is indoor air quality, which is causing climate issues, health issues, economic issues, racial injustice issues. By way of buildings, because buildings contribute at least a lot of emissions to the air. And we're like in between countries where the Midwest, our location, is emitting those harmful emissions into the air, which is causing climate change. So, just our region is between, I believe, Japan and Germany as the biggest emitter of climate change. So, and we're just in the United States, and we're in an 8-state region. So, for those who don't know about coalition building, we're here to solve an issue that one organization couldn't have done by itself. That's what coalition building is, so we can advance those policy changes, so we can get down to the community level to talk about these issues who people may not know about energy burden, but they do know about high utility rates. They may have children who have high asthma rates, or use have asthma, or have upper respiratory illnesses. So just FYI, that's what coalition building is here for. And of course, we accept anybody into the coalition who values energy democracy, energy independence, racial justice in our communities. And so I wanted to say this. I do enjoy spending time with you all, and our team camaraderie is really growing and really good, and trying to build out a team that's like awesome. I want to know just a little bit, what do you hope to see the coalition doing in like the next couple years, from
Um,
where you sit, you know,
Say that again.
from where you sit, where do you hope the coalition will be doing in the next couple years?
Oh well, where we're from right now, in the next couple years, I can only imagine. We're definitely moving. We definitely have boots on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, the sky is the limit. I don't even know. I'm excited about all of it, and the movement of it and the consistency of it. Um,
I agree, Dana. Like the movement on the ground, because that's one of my goals, to get more community centered and oriented with our goals, because the community is the driving force of any social movement. I don't care. All
right,
politics are local. Any social movement was in the community. So just FYI for those who don't know, right? It
right.
doesn't happen from the top down. Happens from the bottom up. So continue to really motivate our coalition members, bring in new coalition members to
Mhm.
advance what they need and want from the individual perspective and the organizational perspective. So Terry, what do you hope to see?
Yeah, I mean, I co-sign on that too. Like in my mind, I would love to see us grow our membership, our commitment to the work, continue building that. But from my perspective on the operations side, I really hope that we continue to build a culture of sharing, knowledge sharing, growing together, but a place that is welcoming, and a person can feel safe and belong in our space. So that's something that's ongoing, right? And so, yeah, I want people to be able to step in and say, hey, this is the first coalition, or one of the few coalitions, maybe not say that, because honestly, we would love for all coalitions to be that way. But I would love for them to name this coalition as one of the coalitions where they feel safe, where they can be, where they're welcome, where they have opportunities to share, to grow, to learn new things, and get access to resources. I want us to continue to build that sort of environment for our stakeholders across the board.
And I appreciate that because, when you're coalition building, it's really, really hard. People come to this work from
Background, spaces.
different background spaces, and humans, like, we all, like, be quite honest, like, everybody's not going to get along on the strategy or personality. However, we do have to look at, what's the broader goal, how can
Right.
we coexist together to get to the broader goal, right?
Yep.
And so I really want to thank Terry and Dana for being here. But, just FYI, outside of work, tell the viewers, and shout out to our viewers, what are your passions outside of work? What do you enjoy doing? Let the people know.
Terry laughing.
No, I can't. I always go first. So, Dana, I'm gonna let you take this one first.
Okay, cool. I love to decorate.
Oh, nice.
I love massages. I don't get them enough. I like to pamper myself. I love to go out to eat because I'm always cooking for myself, and I love to go out to eat so someone else can cook and serve me. I love to spend time with my daughters. I have two girls. Hanging out with my friends. The balance. It's a part of the balance. It's that getting away from everything, the hustle and bustle, and having a night out, just conversating, good chats. I don't do too much. I like to travel. Um, Anything to get away from the real world.
Right.
Reality. So
Reality.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to. That's that balance thing. You have to, or else you overload. And we've all been there. So with everything going on, and we have to have that fun. You have to incorporate that fun. I love to laugh. I like comedy shows. I love comedy shows. I'm going to one tomorrow because I love to laugh. As you can see, I'm
Nice.
funny, energetic sometimes. So uh, that's it. That's my thing. That's my thing. That's
Yeah.
what feeds my soul. And
Mhm.
and God. That's my thing. Without that, there's no me. There's nothing. So that's how I stay balanced and centered.
Yeah.
But well, how about you, Terry? You go to the water. Take me.
Exactly. That's number one. Go to the water.
Right.
But yeah, I think similar to many things that you named. I mean, I find joy in live music. I love music, and lots of different genres. I can go to a Dave Matthews concert one day, be at a Tracy Chapman another day, and then I'm all over the place. I could be a Moonchild another time. It's just all over the place. But in addition to that, though, I would say a good book. Like, I'm so looking forward to the third installment of, and I'm not gonna pronounce her name because I'm not gonna get it right. But the amazing writer out of the young sister out of Harvard, whatever. Anyway, the point is, good book, and her book is coming out. Children of Blood and Bone was the first installment.
Okay.
Then the second book came out. I finished that, and so now the next one's coming out in June. I am so excited. I am like planning my June around this book, so I can take 3 days and read that 500, 600 page book over a weekend because I am not messing around. I am like so. I've been waiting for like 2-3 years for this third installment. So yeah, a good book is where I was going with that.
Thank you so much, Terry and Dana. You guys have some awesome things that y'all like to do. I agree with you, Terry, especially around the concerts and the comedy shows, Dana. Oh, all right. So everyone, thanks so much for tuning in to our March Madness podcast to meet the Midwest BDC staff. We do have some awesome events coming up today. Actually, we have our climate and mental health, climate anxiety, and mental health webinar today. And if you haven't seen them, you can go to our website. It will be live on Zoom. It's free to all. Our stuff is free. That's what makes us different also. People be I don't understand why people be paying stuff. Our stuff is free. Membership is free, by the way. And so, if you want to come to that webinar, please go to Midwest Decarb /events and sign up to tune in to that webinar. And then just follow Midwest BDC World on all social media outlets, Facebook, LinkedIn be popping, Twitter or X, and Instagram. We just got on Instagram, so follow us on Instagram at Midwest BDC for future events. So thanks so much, Dana, Terry, for tuning in. I have fun with you all and look forward to our April events and trainings and our second quarter of the year coming up in June. We're going to be rolling out a lot of stuff. Our equity summit is coming up, so virtual. And a lot of things will be happening in the second quarter of the Midwest BDC launch. All right, everyone.
I just want to say shout out to Marnese. This has been fun, and I just thank you. Thanks to the members who tuned in or whoever else who tuned in.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you all. Thank you, Dana.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day and happy Thursday and happy March. If you celebrate Easter holiday, happy Good Friday tomorrow.
And Women's Month, right?
Happy Women's Month.
Yay.
And by the way, Black History, Women History, Earth Month is every day. Just FYI, we got to keep this going.
Let's educate the people.
Look. Since they trying to take DEI out of everything, we gotta just keep it going, y'all. They ain't gonna stop.
We gotta keep it real with you all.
Yeah. So, have a wonderful day, and shout out to Maggie on the back end for
thank you, Maggie.
Yes, Maggie. Yes.
All right.